I've got 1,800 reasons for you not to buy the Z Fold 5. Well, I've got one reason. It's worth $1,800. It's basically the same phone as this, which is the Z Fold 4. Honestly, I could hold this up right now and say this is the Z Fold 5, and you really wouldn't be able to, like, who could argue? Like, who couldn't just say, oh, he got it early? I mean, what defining characteristic on here would you look and point to and say, oh, no, 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 that's not the Z Fold 5, that's the Z Fold 4? Well, I was not a big advocate for the Fold 4. The Fold 3, I thought it was a good phone. And the Z Fold 4, there was a lot of promises, a lot of the rumors. If you believe the rumor mill, we were supposed to get a lot of stuff handed to us. They were gonna give us an internal S Pen. They were gonna make the front screen compatible with the S Pen. They were gonna give us a lot better cameras. And then all that stuff fell through and it's basically the same phone. So I said this when the Z Fold 3 was here. I said when the Z Fold 4 came out, if you have the Fold 3, there's no need to upgrade. And I'm basically saying that again. And of course, I have to put the asterisk next to this because I make YouTube videos. Yes, and also I'm a big tech addict. Like, I should probably be on medication. But really, when it comes to the Z Fold 5, it's going to be basically the exact same phone. We're looking at, from all the indicators that we've seen, there haven't been any curveballs. Basically the same size screen, the same cameras, the same battery, the same memory, the same storage. I mean, basically everything the same, other than what's under the hood. Now, what's under the hood matters, and I don't want to gloss over that, because if you're just buying a Fold 5 for the first time, if you've never bought a foldable phone, well, this is a pretty good time to buy one, because the Fold 5 will have the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, presumably. I mean, that's what all the signs are pointing to. So that Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, it's the same chip that's in the S23 series phones that made a major jump. When we go from the S22 to the S23, there was a major jump in performance, in battery life, in heat, and just all around made the phone a whole lot better. So I'm really excited about that. But if I were not a tech YouTuber, if I were not a phone addict making videos, I wouldn't buy it. And I would caution you not to as well. And there's another reason that I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't buy it, and I'll get to that in a few minutes. But fundamentally the same. And it's really frustrating because if you take a look at the Fold, like the Fold 1 to the Fold 2, huge change. Like, there were so many big changes. And then basically since the Fold 2, it's been the same phone. Like, there's not really been a whole lot of change other than they added S Pen support, and that was about it. Like, pretty much they stopped innovation at the Fold 3, and they've really been setting back on their laurels, I don't know, waiting for somebody to come kick them off the top of the hill. And finally, Motorola showed up to play, and they did that when it comes to the Flip. And the Motorola Razr Plus is such a good phone. It's such an exciting phone. So much refreshment there whenever you use it. It's a really enjoyable experience. It's completely up into the Flip industry. So we'll see what happens with the Flip 5. But the Fold 5, this phone, reincarnated. Basically the same screen. You could probably even use the same accessories if they didn't just change one thing. And that always irks me. Like, they changed nothing, really. Like, they pretty much changed nothing year over year when it comes to these phones, except maybe something just slightly different with the camera housing, or just slightly off, like the power button might be moved up 0.5 millimeter, so you can't use the same accessories. And that irks the living heck out of me, because I'm like, really? You're so lazy you remade the same phone, but then you won't let me use my same accessories because you want to rob me for more money. So the Fold 5 is going to be a good phone. If you walk away from this video and you're like, he's hating on the Fold 5, I am not. It's going to be a fantastic phone. I think it's going to be great for a lot of people. But if you're sitting there holding your $1,799 Fold 4 from last year, there's no real reason to upgrade, because you're going to have the same cameras, like, based off everything we've seen. That's what I'm basing this off of. But everything we've seen and heard so far, same cameras, same battery size, same screen, same, like, nothing's really changing other than just that Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 under the hood. Now, if it were the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1, I would say, we'll talk here, because the 8 Generation 1 was pretty terrible. The 8 Generation 2 fixed that. But the thing is they had already fixed that in the Fold 4 with the 8 Plus Generation 1, which is by and large a good chip. I've had such a good experience with this. This is definitely the best Fold to date, and I haven't really had any problems with it whatsoever. Software support's been good. Here's one thing that amazes me. It's funny, at the end of the year, I like to make like a TikTok video, I'll make a YouTube short. I'm like, here's what the screen looks like after using it for an entire year, because for so long everybody crapped all over these built-in screen protectors. I've been using this every single day, like for hours. I use it all the time. The screen protector is still mint. It's still intact. I mean, there's not even any curling around the edges. They did a phenomenal job with this screen protector. I've never had a film style screen protector hold up that's done this well. So yeah, I have a lot of faith and confidence in this phone. I really think we're in a position now with foldables where it's not so much the worrying about if they're going to break, if they're a gimmick, if they're not here to stay, if they're worth the money. And I think we're in a position now where it's okay, should I buy last year's because last year's is so good? And here's the thing. So we just had Amazon Prime Day. We had some Samsung deals. We had Best Buy, Black Friday in July. You could get one of these. I know people that got them for like $1,199. That is a steal of a deal. And as the Fold 5 gets closer, especially watch the market over the next week or two because they're going to try and move as many of these as possible. And that's only to your benefit. And they've had these already Amazon renewed for like $900. Once the Fold 5 gets here, the value on this will plummet. And it's crazy. Last year, once the Fold 4 came out, the Fold 3, I kid you not, I bought one like in excellent condition with a 1-year warranty on eBay for like $500. I gave it to my aunt. She needed a new phone. I wanted to surprise her. I got her a Fold 3 for her phone. She was upgrading from like this really terrible 3-year-old Motorola phone that just wasn't good. So happy for her. She absolutely loves it. And it's funny because my other aunts like fall in love with it. They hang out all the time. And if y'all are watching this, my aunts, I love y'all. Y'all are great. But yeah, now I'm like, well, I need to find one for my other aunt now. Even though she uses an iPhone, she's like, my aunt said that the Fold 3 was the first phone that ever made her consider getting rid of an iPhone, and she's been an iPhone user since day one. So there's some magic in these foldable phones, and there's more magic in the pricing whenever it comes to getting one that's like a year old. You could even get a Fold 3 if you could find one like Amazon renewed, if you can get one with like a 1-year warranty and only spend like $400 or $500. Hey, if you want to get in on foldable experience and don't want to spend a ton of money, and I talk about value a lot here, and some people will say I talk about dollars too much, but look, I care about my money, I care about your money, and I take a look, do this cost benefit analysis and look at different products, and I test all of these things. So the Fold 4, if you can get one for $11.99, $12.99, even $13.99, as we approach the Fold 5 coming out, because the Unpacked event's what, July 26th, 27th, and then the phone should be out probably about 2 weeks after that. So the big thing is before the Unpacked event happens at the end of July. I expect to see some more sales, some more promos and things like that. And then, of course, the carriers still have these things. It's not like they're going to be off of their shelves by the time we get into holiday sales and things like that. You could find yourself in a Fold 4 for probably a really good deal. And again, same screen, same 120 hertz, same battery. The battery life will be better with the Fold 5. But that's about the only tangible thing that you'll really be able to hang your hat on and go, okay, what's significantly different about the Fold 5 versus the Fold 4? Now, again, if you've never had a foldable phone and you get a good carrier deal, you want to trade in like your iPhone 14 Pro Max, you want to trade in your S23 Ultra, something like that. You want to try something different, you can always get the best and the brightest. The Fold 5 might be a good option. And just one thing real quick, I do actually have a link in the description you can click on because they do have the reserve your pre-order with Samsung right now. So you can save $50. If you put in your email address, your first name, your last name, no phone number, no social security number, like not your kid's middle name. If you want to sign up for that, for the option to pre-order it, no commitment, no strings attached with Samsung, once you wait and see and say, hey, I want to get the Fold 5, I want to get the Flip 5, I want to get the Tab S9, whatever, you can use that and you'll get $50 off, which is good because this time it'll actually take it off the product and not like $50 off accessories or whatever else. So link in the description for that. But yeah, before the Unpacked event, I would keep an eye on stuff. And like I said, once we get around to this fall holiday season, these things are going to be significantly cheaper because there's so many on the market. There's so many that they probably didn't sell. They're going to want to clear these off the racks and get them out of their system. Because, of course, the Fold 5 will be the latest and greatest. But a lot of consumers look at this and they go, what's the difference between the Fold 4, the Fold 5, the Fold 3? Well, if you take a look at Fold 3, Fold 4, and Fold 5, other than some slight variation in like camera upgrade, which is very minuscule, by the way, it really is just a chip. And the Snapdragon 888, that was a good one. Everybody liked that chip. And then it got ruined with the 8 Generation 1. But the 8 Plus Generation 1 that's in here, totally fine, and they're still putting it in a lot of new phones. So I think that's a lot of credibility, and I think it's a lot, like a big nod to the chip. the 8 Plus Generation 1, the late-in flagship of last year, is still a fantastic chip. So there's a lot of life left in this. And if you want to talk about longevity, you want to talk about staying power for phones, these phones have 4 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches. So that means when the Fold 5 gets here, we'll be on Android 14, presumably. That means that'll be the first year. So you're still going to have, in the Fold 4, 3 years of operating system updates and 4 years, sorry, 4, other finger went a little crazy there. 4 years of 4 years of security patches. So there's still going to be plenty of support for this phone. These phones are designed to last a long time. These aren't designed so you can spend $17.99 and then next year spend another $17.99 and then next year, like, that's just craziness for most people. I'm crazy, right? So I understand that. That's not a surprise, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy phones, and quite honestly, being able to have this channel enables me to test out and have an excuse to try so many phones. I mean, my wife doesn't care for the fact that there's like 20 phones on my dresser, but I mean, it helps pay the bills. So I just wanted to talk about this because that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize there's not that much of a difference, and sometimes you can get the best deals and get the best value for you as the new one comes out. And a lot of people do this, like when the iPhones come out, you'll start getting the emails, you'll start seeing the sale signs pop up, like AT&T and T-Mobile. They're like, hey, get an iPhone 14 now on us, because the iPhone 15 is just about to be here. And the iPhone 14 is a fantastic phone. Honestly, you could just get the iPhone 13, though, because it's basically the exact same chip in the exact same phone, which is neither here nor there. But going back to the Fold 5, like, if you've never had a foldable phone before, you could even get a Fold 4 and have 99.9% of the exact same experience. So you could save some money that way. So I made a video about this a few weeks ago saying that the Fold 4 is the best alternative to the Pixel Fold and the Fold 5, because I think it offers the best bang for the buck, best performance at the best price, and it's going to be so substantially similar to the Fold 5. It's a win-win for the consumer. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Of course, I've got my Pixel Fold. I made my video talking about returning it, sadly, and I am sad. Like, I really have enjoyed, for the most part, the Pixel Fold, and the biggest thing is, of course, this front screen experience. It's been really nice using, let me turn this around, the Pixel Fold screen versus the Z Fold screen on the front. And I really love the dimensions on this. I'm going to say it again. I wish that Google would make a phone with these exact same dimensions, because I really have been enjoying this whole front screen experience. Like, I'm not the craziest about some of the other things on the Pixel Fold. I don't like it as a Tensor 2. I don't like that the cameras are kind of dumbed down compared to the flagship level, which we kind of have that argument with most foldables. So, I mean, I can't completely blame Google for that, but I'm just not getting I don't get the vibe, the feeling with it that it's worth $1,800 for me to spend my money on that. But hey, if you're a first-time foldable person, if you love the Google Pixel, if you don't care about no S Pen support, and if you don't want to get the Z Fold, maybe this is a viable option for you. Who knows? So foldables are here. They're here to stay. Quite honestly, the biggest one I'm excited about is the upcoming OnePlus folding phone, which I don't know when that's going to be here yet, but probably in the next couple of months. And I will for sure get that too. I mean, honestly, this channel's starting to turn into like Foldable Central, because there's been so many foldable phones that are coming out. But the more the merrier. I'm glad we have competition. I'm glad the Pixel Fold is here. I'm glad we've got a OnePlus Fold coming out. But I want to help you try and get the best experience for your dollar and not go out and just spend a ton of money needlessly. I'll liken it to this. And I had a friend that I worked with a few years ago, and every time the new iPhone would come out, she had to get the Pro Max model. She had to get the one with the max storage. I'm like, do you really need to do that? Like, why do you need to get the Pro Max all the way maxed out? Like, you could just get the normal one, and you don't need the new one every year. I said, here, if you can get if you're gonna go spend all that money and get a 512 iPhone Pro Max, how much storage are you using? And she was using like 50 gigabytes. I'm like, you could probably just get the 128. Just being fair there. If you really need to worry about it, you could get some iCloud storage. If you want, hey, just get the 256 and save a little bit of money. I'm like, why are you buying a 512? Like, you don't even use a quarter really of the amount of storage you have in your phone. Like, are you doing anything crazy? You're going and taking some great photos. You're using this for the ProRes video, things like that. Like, no, I just take pictures of my kid and my dog. I'm like, maybe just get the regular iPhone. Save yourself a whole lot of money. But then the other argument comes in, look, buy what you want, buy what makes you happy, go spend your hard-earned money on the things that you want that you think you'll enjoy the most. I'm just here as a guide. I'm like, hey, this is what I think. This is what I think is probably the best to save some money on. Let me save you some money. You don't need to upgrade year over year on a $2,000 phone. And yeah, but if you want to, go for it. I mean, it's a free country. It's a free world. YOLO, right? You only live once. So enjoy what you enjoy. Don't let me deprive you of your happiness. But if I can help bring some awareness, save you a couple of bucks, and you can still have some fun along the way, let's go for it. So that's all I got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, of course, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.